What is going on? So, needless to say, for the adult industry, for the sex workers, March has been one of those um, discouraging months, to say the least. So now we are in mid-April, and still the attack on adults who choose their way of life and the way that they choose to make a living is highly under attack. Let me clarify the difference between human trafficking, pimps who go and steal your little girls or convince young women and even older women that they sell them the dream and get them into a lifestyle that sounded good. That, you know, again, uh, sometimes victims aren't always 100% victims, but again, if it wasn't their choice, then of course they are victims of human trafficking. But there's a big difference between women who, or men, who make a personal choice in their lifestyle of figuring how they want to make a living. Making it decriminalized, if you don't want to make it legal, makes more sense than confusing the two. If a pimp comes down the street, grabs your 15-year-old daughter, and puts her out on the street and has her hoe for money, and she gives up all her money to him, yeah, that's a victim. That's a victim. But if a woman or a young man decides that, hey, I can make a living doing this, and it's a lot easier, and actually, it's not easier, it's just your society thinks it's easier to work for yourself, that you work 7 days a week, you make money when it comes and whatnot, but that's somebody's personal choice. No different than if you want your son to grow up and be a doctor and he decides he wants to be an actor. Um, the difference in the bill of SESTA and FOSTA, my opinion is that the Department of Justice and the senators that have been attacking all sex workers equally, um, they've been trying to get sex workers forever, and they managed to use the victims in their own monopoly. So again, you use victims in your own agenda. Doesn't make you any much better than the pimps who use them for their agendas. Attacking grown adults who are over the age of 18 who choose to make a living the way that they choose to. Um, and again, like I said, I don't even ask you to make it legal. I just ask you to make it decriminalized. Because again, everybody who chooses that lifestyle should not be punished among the same as what you're trying to say, that grown adults can't make their own decision in the United States of America, and so our government's going to make it for us. Um, I'm paying my taxes every single year, just like everybody else. I'm a business owner, I'm a porn producer. I get charged every month by Google Drive. But the day after SESTA passed, my Google Drive was now flagged for inappropriate content. First Choice has now shut down their operation of paying porn companies and adult services clip sites and cam sites through First Choice. Whether they went bankrupt or whether they chose not to do business with adult film companies, I'm not quite sure. Um, I'm thinking it's the latter. We generate income and we spend income. We buy cars, we pay taxes, we buy homes, we pay rent, we purchase products, we use your services as much as some other people use our services. That's called free enterprise in the United States, as far as I thought. But now we're under attack. And more than ever, the only thing it's going to do is that the smart individuals will figure out how to get around the laws. Because the penalties for prostitution is still the same for a prostitute, whether before SESTA or after. It's just those who associate with them or choose to do business with them or help promote them. Does that count for all the people sitting up on Capitol Hill who do pay for escorts? I'm just saying. There's a $25,000 bounty on anybody who has ever had one of these senators who voted yes for SESTA. But here's the thing. Who's willing to throw away their name and their career for $25,000 to out this individual? There are hundreds of people in DC who work in government who choose to have the anonymity of seeing an escort versus going to a nightclub and picking up on a girl or a guy and taking them home, only to wake up tomorrow morning and have the fiasco that had just happened to the basketball player. I'm not going to say his name, but we already know. We know his business because paparazzi followed him. Amongst the privacy issues that most providers and escorts give you, 99% of the time, an escort's going to keep your business quiet and not put your name out, not sell it to the paparazzi, not grab their cell phone and go, yo, I went to bed last night with the football player. They're going to keep it quiet, as always. You may know that, the president of France is married to an old porn model, stripper, or whatever she is. They don't really care. And evidently, we already know that the First Lady Melania Trump has been naked in front of a camera. So the hypocrisy continues. Everybody that, whether you call yourself a conservative, you like the guy in the White House and you like his wife and you go, oh, poor pitiful her. How is her circumstances any different than the girl who posted her ads on Backpage? Wake up, stop being hypocritical, and make up your mind. You either are with us or you're against us in the sex industry. You watch free porn, but you don't want to pay for porn. But we need the resources now more than ever to continue the fight to not only work, but provide you the adult films that you want to watch. I'm asking again that you please support SWAP. Make sure that, come all of your elections come November, quit voting for these old coots up in the hill who have no idea even how to run Facebook. Because again, I don't expect you to like porn. I don't expect you to support porn if that's not your thing. I'm not forcing you, but don't force me in a box. I will say this all the time. Everybody goes, well, why don't you get a real job? This is a real job. I work 7 days a week. People go, well, what is your weekend? I work every day that the phone rings or my email is going off or whatnot. Most sex workers and porn producers work harder than anybody I know. I've worked in corporate America. I have worked for somebody else. I've worked for a gym that was a bigger pimp than any brothel I've ever worked in. I've worked for a large grocery store where I was sexually harassed, and I was also harassed for being a woman because my store manager felt that every woman should be home barefoot, pregnant, and not in a workplace. So don't tell me the difference between sex work and corporate America. I have lived it all. I think the problem is that, again, I say it over and over and over, you don't know how to mind your own business. If you don't like what I'm doing, close your eyes, go on and live your own life. This is the reason why, you'll see me on social media, and from time to time I'll take a troll and I'll throw them out to bait, is that I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about my brothers and sisters in our industry. What I do care about is that I want you to be able to wake up tomorrow morning with not a Nazi type mentality in our country that tells you exactly what you can say, what you can do, and whatnot. We have people in our legislation that pass laws that they don't even understand. As much as we don't like our information sold, did you know that when you sign up for membership cards at every grocery store, your drugstores, your Rite Aids, your CVS's, and all that, your information is sold on a daily basis. Every time you swipe that card, it knows exactly what items you've purchased, which is why they kick back all those coupons that if you buy a certain brand. They know that information has always been sold. So Facebook isn't new. It's just on a new platform. Everybody's all up in arms. Oh my God, they sold my info. You sell your info every day. I have an Android. Google follows me everywhere I go. If I go to a restaurant, I live in the district. I don't have to drive a car anymore. All I need to do is walk by a restaurant and I'm asked to give it a review. Google services. So Google services, while I pay for their services for my hard drive or for my Google Drive, kindly enough to flag my content. So I can't even use Google Drive anymore to send any of my paying customers any products, or even my family, as that matter, because I'm flagged for inappropriate content. That means somebody in Google or some app in Google is reading my emails. Hence the reason, if you have a Google account and if somebody sends you something in your email, it automatically gives you 3 little boxes and 4 little boxes sometimes on what your response should be. You're already being watched. You've been watched. Welcome to our world. So is that the future that you want to see for yourself? Do you want to see that with SESTA opens up a whole new bag of worms for responsibility? This country has a problem with owning its own responsibility. If I advertise my services as a personal trainer or anywhere else, I could be a horrible personal trainer, but it's not where I advertise that is responsible for me being a horrible personal trainer. So again, ad sites. You've attacked the ad sites for sex workers and making them and holding them responsible. When this is about adult responsibility, you're spending all this money, which is so ridiculous. This has been my number one bitch from the get-go. Instead of truly helping the victims of sexual harassment, many sex workers and producers have been diligent in the fight, far more than the Amy Schumers of knowing what a real sex trafficking victim looks like. She wouldn't know one if she walked up to her today. So while you applaud SESTA, your rights are going to go right down with it, because now it opens up the responsibility of Facebook, and what you put on Facebook is now everybody's complaining because they're thrown in Facebook jail. Oh my God, I'm in Facebook jail. No shit, welcome to our world. You as just normal individuals, not even needing to be sex workers or adult porn stars, are joining us in the fact that somebody else wants to tell you what you can say. So while everybody's out in the streets having a heart attack about taking guns, when your First Amendment right to free speech is being altered, or the fact that you as an adult over the age of 18 can pick and choose what you choose to do with your life, and holding yourself only accountable for those actions. If you don't like what I do, fine. I probably don't like what you do, but I'm wasting time worrying about you. So while you are telling up and asking your senators to get rid of prostitution altogether and adult videos altogether, you're wasting valuable resources avoiding the subject of what you said you were trying to save in the first place. So those senators and the Justice Department used you to rally the troops to save the victims, and you're not going to save one victim. Everybody knows that any pimp or anybody who preys upon women or children to do work for somebody else and hand the money over to them, they will always be there. You're not going to make them go away. So instead of taking that valuable money coming to go after grown adults, that money could be used for other resources that help homeless women who do wind up walking the stroll. So those women who need health care, those women who need a shelter, who turn tricks in the streets, those are the ones that need your valuable money that you're wasting coming to arrest a woman who is a high-class escort, what you want to call them, or companion, and shutting down the back pages and the Eros and the City Vibes and the TERs, and let's just go on and on and on. That money could be used for something else. The resources to re-educate some women, because again, all of us have something other to back up. Most women that I've known in the adult industry all my life are highly educated women with degrees, myself included. I have a degree. But the issue is that I work for myself now. I don't work for somebody else. I can pick and choose what day I want to work. I can travel and work and shoot. Don't get caught up in the hysteria of, oh my god, it's there's victims everywhere. Know the difference between a victim and know the difference between somebody who chose that for a lifestyle. You choose your hair every day, you choose your clothes every day, and I choose my work the way I choose to. Simple. So when this all goes to court, just know that your tax money is being wasted, not going after the traffickers. They didn't go after the traffickers. Come on now. To hold the website responsible? That's asinine to even think so. Who applauds that? The Amy Schumers? People who don't even know anything about the sex industry. Ask SWAP what a sex victim looks like. Unbelievable. 2018 might as well be a witch hunt back in Massachusetts when they used to just burn everybody at the stake because they thought it was a witch. I don't even know what to say. This week will be even rougher for a lot of girls that and guys that work in the adult industry. More billing issues. The only thing that it's going to do is take American money overseas. Congratulations. You just managed to take a lot of business to Europe and Switzerland and the Caribbean islands versus keeping hard-earned money that a lot of people who chose sex work, they would have kept it here in the United States, employing photographers, paying websites. Those websites sound dirty to you, but they purchase homes, they purchase cars, they purchase products, your products. So now it will only make them go overseas and spend their money overseas. Congratulations.